Hey everybody, it's me, Albatross. I'm back. Okay, sorry I couldn't come back and finish this last night. There was a lot going on with the electricity and all this other stuff last night. I have no idea, but I'm back. Everything's back online. Everything's good. Okay, let's now, in case you guys didn't watch it, part 1 of this video, I did like the actual complaint that Mr. Gonzalez filed against Joe Biden and all these people. So that way, now, this video, I'm going to be going over the appeal where they totally dismiss it. Okay, so let's get started. And, just so you know, I wanted to tell you real quick, though, about the Bad Boy Entertainment lawsuit that the court completely threw out, too. Apparently, when I was going over the Bad Boy lawsuit, Mr. Gonzalez was actually contacted by one of P. Diddy's associates at Bad Boy Entertainment, asking him if he could provide them with children for a New York party. Yeah. And this is more than just like a claim by Mr. Gonzalez. There's a phone recording of this, because this conversation took place between him and P. Diddy's associate when he was being investigated by the Department of Homeland Security. So they definitely have a recording of P. Diddy and his associates asking for children. Now, hopefully, Homeland Security, maybe they're just holding on to that piece of evidence for P. Diddy's trial. I don't know. I just think it's very weird that when someone is suing them all, because that P. Diddy lawsuit actually came out this past August, right before he got arrested, like when all the grand jury was convening. So they dismissed it as frivolous and no basis in reality, even though they were right in the middle of investigating P. Diddy themselves. So, I don't know. It was just very interesting why they were so quick to throw it out. Wouldn't even give him a chance to amend it at all. Be more clear about what he's taught. They didn't even give him a chance to do that. Kind of like what they're going to do here in this appeal. But anyway. Okay. Alfredo P. Gonzalez is the plaintiff versus, oh my gosh, so many of them. I'm not even going to read all of them. But, you know, just to name a few: Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Department of Homeland Security, Secretary of Homeland Security, the CIA, Robert Mueller the fucking third, even though he's supposed to be retired. Like, all kinds of people. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Is it P. Diddy's bodyguard or his head of security? Mr. Fahim, is it? Well, Mr. Fahim, thank you, Suspicious Elmo, for pointing this out. But Mr. Fahim owns a lot of land right there on the border. Isn't that interesting? Oh, yeah, and another thing P. Diddy said, I know I don't mean to keep going back to that, but another thing P. Diddy had said, told his business associate, oh, don't worry, we got everything on lock. But, you know, the cartel, Mr. Gonzalez, refused to do that, refused to work with P. Diddy, and ended up suing P. Diddy for defamation because of that. Now, surely he must have known he wasn't going to get far with that, because, I mean, he was basing it on the fact that he lost a lot of his business contacts in the cartel. So, for someone who knows the U.S. law a lot, I'm sure he knew that that wasn't going to be able to go anywhere. You got to come to court with clean hands. But anyway, okay, back to this lawsuit. Okay. This order and judgment is not binding precedent. In other words, that means that, like, they don't recommend that they use this case as an example, like in other cases. You know how they quote cases all the time. Well, they are recommending that you know that this isn't to be used for binding precedent. Like, you can't use this as an argument in other cases, except under the doctrines of law of the case, res judicata, I don't know what any of those words are. Sorry, I'm not a lawyer. It may be cited, however, for its persuasive value consistent with, oh, okay, so basically they're saying that, like, you can use it for persuasive value only, not as precedent. Okay. Alfredo Gonzalez, an inmate appearing pro se, meaning he's appearing on his own behalf without a lawyer, appeals from the district court's judgment dismissing his second amended civil rights complaint and his action without prejudice. So that means that, like, he can sue again if he wants to. Hopefully he waits till he gets a lawyer. But, you know, they're saying that it's without prejudice, so he can, you know, file again. Where was I? Okay, yeah. For failure to comply with pleading rules. Okay, yeah, that's another thing. They're accusing him of not following their rules, but he's in jail. I don't know. Anyway, after reviewing the proceedings in the district court, we find no abuse of discretion. So basically what abuse of discretion is, it basically means that, like, Mr. Gonzalez had claimed that the lower court that he first brought this case to, like, threw it out, like, without even considering the evidence and all this other stuff. So basically he's saying that the lower court, and that's why he's bringing this appeal, he's saying the lower court didn't do their, like, due diligence. Like, they didn't do their job appropriately. Mr. Gonzalez named numerous federal and state defendants, yeah, he did, involved in his confinement in several facilities. Mr. Gonzalez alleges that President Biden is behind Operation Kill King Lucifer, an alias for Mr. Gonzalez. He claims that he is under investigation by the United States Army and Department of Homeland Security, based on his ties to the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico. Mr. Gonzalez further alleges that he has been tortured, forced to listen to messages from a communication satellite, and to take psychotropic drugs against his will so that he might provide intelligence information. Okay, now, to those of you who don't know, psychotropic drugs, they're basically like, I'm assuming this is not a typo, that he actually meant to say psychotropic, because those are like a specific type of drugs that kids with ADD are on, you know, people with depression, you know, antidepressants, amphetamines, they're all psychotropic medications. And what they're saying here is that he was forced to take some kind of psychotropic against his will in order to be interrogated and give them information. Now, what does that sound like to you guys? What does that sound like? Someone being given drugs in order to manipulate them. What does that sound like? Sounds a lot like MK Ultra, doesn't it? Okay, anyways, I digress. I continue. In addition, he alleges that he has been physically assaulted based upon his non-compliance with various orders. On appeal, Mr. Gonzalez contends that he included a short and plain statement of facts necessary to his complaint. And, you know, I read the complaint, and he did. He made it short and brief. He probably could have made it a little more explanative, you know, but he was probably doing what he was told. And he even applied case law to it. He even applied law to it. But yeah, he even applied law to it. Necessary to his complaint, and that his second amended complaint was not afforded liberal construction. But after reviewing the second amended civil complaint, we find no error. Mr. Gonzalez was given 2 opportunities to amend his complaint, given its various deficiencies. What deficiencies? I mean, there was everything in this complaint. But like actual stone cold proof. And he was in jail. How do you expect him to provide anything different in jail? See order directing plaintiff to file amended prisoner complaint, Gonzalez versus Biden. Directing plaintiff to file a second amended prisoner complaint. And he did. Even with liberal construction, a complaint must not only include a reasonable... Oh, yeah, and just so you know, liberal construction, meaning that, like, he's saying that his second amended complaint was not afforded liberal construction, meaning that, like, nobody... I'm assuming he's meaning that nobody took the time to connect what he was claiming to the laws he put forth. That's what I'm thinking he means. Or he could possibly be meaning that he wasn't provided liberal construction to make this complaint while he's in prison. He could be saying either one of those things. But anyone who's ever been in jail, I mean, you probably know this to be true. I've known people in jail before. And oh my God, even like visiting people in jail, like they don't make nothing easy for anybody there. They don't give a shit. Jails don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. It's not their job to give a shit. That's why I'm so confused at this P. Diddy trial. Why they're so worried about if that notebook was read or not. Because anybody who's ever been to jail before, please comment. If your cell was ever searched, did they ever give a shit if you had a notebook that said attorney-client privilege? Did that ever matter? From the people I know who have been to jail, that never fucking mattered. They didn't give a shit. They didn't give a shit. So I'm just kind of confused as to, you know, why did he get such special treatment? He gets to keep a notebook. Anywho, okay. Even with liberal construction, a complaint must not only include a reasonable factual basis, but also some basis to infer a violation of legal rights. I beg pardon. How is, like, forcing him to take drugs, hitting him with lasers, how is that legal? Or how is that not a violation of his rights, I mean? You know what I mean? I don't care if he is an American at all. We're not supposed to treat any human being like this. Oh my God. Alright, reiterating that pro se parties follow the same procedural rules governing other litigants. Oh, do they? Do they? Merely reciting allegations of harm, paired with legal conclusions, does not demonstrate a plausible claim for relief. We deny leave to proceed on appeal without prepayment of fees or... Wait. So now they're not denying this appeal because it's not based in reality. They're denying it because they won't proceed without prepayment of fees or costs. Interesting, right? Even though, like, the first time they waived that for him because he's in jail. So why would they do that? Why? Something this serious. And they're saying, oh, you don't have money, so you're just going to have to deal with it. After examining the briefs in the appellate record, this panel has determined unanimously that oral argument would not materially assist in the determination of this appeal. So you're not going to let him argue. You're not going to let him give evidence. You're not going to let him amend the appeal. This case is therefore ordered submitted without oral argument. Man, won't even let him argue for himself. Like, what the fuck, guys? And I don't want to hear that, oh, it's because he's the cartel member, because he's broken the law. Okay, well, you know what? So you're saying that if someone breaks the law, they should not be treated like a human? Is that what you think? Because I disagree with that. I do. I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that. And another fun thing that I learned, I did a lot more research in the Sinaloa cartel, and apparently they are known for not wanting to partake in human trafficking. I mean, there was, like, about a month ago, some guy who wouldn't show his face said that he set free 200 people from this cartel. Well, that's funny. Where are these 200 people? Where are they? Where'd you set them free at? Why won't you show your face? Convenient the timing, very convenient the timing of that. Very convenient. It was like a month after his P. Diddy case was overthrown when that guy came out and said, "Oh, I set free 200 people from the Sonora cartel. I'm such a hero." Like, so, this lawsuit really is making me question a lot of things I thought I knew about certain cartels. I know, now listen, I'm not talking about, I'm not saying that they're good people, but that's not really the point, is it? The point is that they're people. They're people being treated like animals by our government. And I'm not okay with that, no matter who the person is. I'm not okay with that. And nobody should be okay with that. All I can say is to those of you saying things like that, thank God you're not in the judicial system, because you're not supposed to see things like that. You know what I mean? So, but anywho. If all this is true, what Mr. Gonzalez is saying, if all of this is true, then Biden, all of them, they can't get out of there quick enough. And I'm not saying I'm necessarily looking forward to the administration coming in either. I don't trust none of them. I think they are all our enemy. I do. I think all politicians are our enemy. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. But anyway, I'm gonna go. Leave you all off with that. This weekend, we will be fighting for the kids. And posting on all our platforms. We're not going to shut up. And speaking of which, I wanted to do a little start. I wanted to talk a little bit about, sorry, that was Gru, I don't know why I put him on there. He was, I don't know. Anyway, but that's not funny. This is not funny. I want to talk a little bit about, some recent missing children and some missing children that have been missing for a while. Now, Jeremy Hawley, been missing since December 4th, 2024. 15 years old. Last seen in Oklahoma. Emond, Oklahoma. I think I said that right. Isabella Maldonado. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Missing since December 5th, 2024. 15 years old. Last seen Las Vegas, Nevada. Daphne Webb. She's been missing quite a while. Since July 10th, 2013. She would be 13 years old now. She was last seen in Oakland, California. They do not have a picture of her, of what she would look like currently, and that's crazy. I don't know why they don't. But I wanted to put little Daphne up here anyway. Because she's still missing. Whether or not they have a current AI picture of her or not, she's still missing. And Relisha Rudd, missing since March 1st, 2019. Her age now would be 19 years old. Female, last seen in Washington, D.C. And they do have an AI picture of Relisha Rudd here. This is what she'd probably look like now. I got them off the National Center of Missing and Exploited Kids, even though I highly question that website and what they do. They're the ones who're supposed to be sending out the Amber Alerts, even though I haven't gotten an Amber Alert in like a year. Have any of you? When was the last time any of you got an Amber Alert? But anyways, join us this weekend. Thanks for listening.